Hello everyone, welcome back to Playing Through. Hey, if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and the notification bell. Today we're in Illinois, more specifically the Quad City area, which, if those of you who aren't familiar, is Davenport, Iowa, Bettendorf, Iowa, Rock Island, Illinois, and Moline, Illinois. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Rock Island Arsenal Golf Club, which is on an island in the middle of the Mississippi, which is on an active military base. Unfortunately, the Rock Island Arsenal Golf Club closed up about a year ago, and we kind of want to go take a look at this 100-year-old course. Here we are pulling into Moline, and for those of you that don't know, Moline is the world headquarters of John Deere Corporation. So as we kind of explore some of the rich history here of the Quad Cities, you can see John Deere Pavilion off to the left there, right before we cross over the bridge to the island. All right, today we're in Moline, Illinois, heading to the Rock Island Arsenal, where the Rock Island Arsenal Golf Club, which is one of the oldest golf clubs in America. I believe it was constructed in 1897. It happens to be on an island in the middle of the Mississippi. Unfortunately, the course closed after last season, so we're going to go check it out. So we're getting ready to pull up to the Arsenal, which is still an active military installation. So we'll turn the video off when we go through the gate, and then we'll pick up again after we get there and kind of see how the course is looking now. All right, we made it through the gate. We're coming onto the island now, where there's some military housing and some other things that they do here. But we're interested in the golf course, which is off to our right. You can't really see much of it, but so this golf course opened in 1897, which makes it the second oldest golf course in Illinois, behind only Chicago Country Club, which opened in 1894, which is the oldest golf course in North America, I believe. So just this a year ago, September, the golf course closed. It was operated by MWR, so it was military owned and operated. Before that, it was a private country club. So they closed the doors, hoping that they were going to reopen it, get an outside contractor to run it. But that's still up in the air and it hasn't happened yet. So the golf course, you can kind of see a glimpse of it right there where those, I don't know, brown weeds are. That was actually a fairway at one time. And then some of the military housing on the golf course, some of the older houses. So we're going to make our way to the clubhouse and then go along and get a little closer look at everything. So the clubhouse is still open, operates as a restaurant, and I think they have events, stuff like that there. Obviously it's not functioning as a golf course anymore, so they don't do golf pro shop there. But we're going to get a look at what 1 year of a golf course being closed looks like. Here's the old driving range. You can see the old hitting mats. Not too terribly overgrown. So a once bustling golf course. I know this is where they had the you come bring your tokens over, and there was a dispenser right here that you'd put your basket in and get your golf balls. That was the range. And here's a reverse angle view. This is one of those things that I like. When you go to a range, I prefer to hit at flags instead of yardage placards, because I've never hit at a yardage placard on a course. This was the rest of the range tee. Obviously kind of a limited flight range. at least by today's standards. 70, 100, 150, and 200. I don't know how far from here. It probably doesn't look more than a 250 all the way to that stone bridge over there that's actually collapsing a little bit. Just all overgrown, moss coming in on the AstroTurf here. And then there's the clubhouse. Like I said, this course used to be private. I'm assuming just for the military when it first opened, obviously. The Arsenal Island is literally an island inside the Mississippi. Kind of centered between Rock Island, Illinois, which is technically where this is in Rock Island, and then Davenport, Iowa. Going to kind of go around the clubhouse a little bit, and then we'll go check out some more of the golf course. See some of the military buildings off to the bordering the golf course here. Yeah, here you go. Rock Island Arsenal Golf Club, established in 1897. Right over here in this corner is where the pro shop used to be. This is one of the better courses in the Quad City area. Yeah, see, this is kind of sad. The Arsenal Island Golf Course Pro Shop Practice Range are closed indefinitely. Any questions regarding the future, the enhanced use, lease, or other could be directed to the Garrison HQ. Clubhouse restaurant continues to be open until further notice. Yeah, it's pretty sad. I don't know if we can see in there or not. All empty. Golf shop. Kind of the sticker all wore out. Yeah, I'll post some what the images used to look like. Bag room. Another little bit of a sticker still there. It seems weird, that they start building housing here for military. See some of the old equipment out back still. I'll take over and show the maintenance buildings. I know that's been all emptied out. There's no golf course maintenance equipment there anymore. They're building, housing here, and then they have a golf course that's run by MWR. You would think that they would try to keep it open. They did open it to the public, but you still had to go through the gate and get a pass, and I don't know if that was part of the hassle. Was that is why their rounds were down. Only 6,600 yards for this golf course, which by today's standards can be considered short, but it was such a tight old wooded golf course that it wasn't about length, it was about positioning. We'll go see what we can see out on the course. The Rock Island Arsenal Golf Club was designed by Colonel Stanhope Blunt, who at the time was a captain and the commander of the Rock Island Arsenal. He got together with several other officers and they formed the first Rock Island Arsenal Golf Club. He designed the first 5 holes, which opened on July 24th, 1897, and was constructed mostly by U.S. soldiers. They finished the first 9 holes in 1898 and became the area's oldest golf course by opening 18 holes in 1902. I added in this aerial view that I got off of Street Maps, just so you could kind of see that it's all still checkerboarded up. The turf looks to be in pretty good shape. And those aerial footage or satellite views are only maybe 1 or 2 years old. The Rock Island Arsenal is really pretty cool. Because it literally, like I said, is an island in the middle of the Mississippi River. bordered between Davenport, Iowa, Rock Island, and Moline, Illinois. Here, 1877. That's Davenport, Iowa. Across the river. That's quarters 1. And as you would start your round, this is number 1 tee. Doesn't look too bad over here. It looks like they've at least knocked this one down a little bit. Some of the other holes are, you know, really overgrown with weeds and everything. Yeah, number 1. Like I said, not a terribly long golf course. Only 364 from the back tees here. See some old. There's some other officer housing. You know, a tighter teeing space. You know, the signs are still out. The course has been closed for over a year. You know, I don't know if this is oh yeah, there you go, course closed. It's December and it's not too bad temperature wise yet. We've had some cold snaps and some snow, but we've definitely had worse winters here in the Quad Cities up to this point. We'll go up and take a look at the green and a couple other holes and over to the maintenance area. Some awesome old quarters here though. I mean, look at this, and then here's their view out across the river and what had been a golf course at one time. Oh, and there's the green and the next tee. Again, you can see the quality of turf from the aerial view, and you know, take note of it because when we get up close you can really see it. Yeah, number 2. I believe this one actually crosses the road. This is the tee box here. I'm gonna head over here to where the green was for number 1. I know they're still trying to find somebody to operate it. I don't know. I mean, if they came into the season, how long it would take for them to restore this place to operation. And so these first 2 holes don't look too bad, but when we get over to some of the other course, you'll see how bad it is. And I'm not sure how long a restoration would take, you know, to get this to be a playable golf course again. I said here's the green for number 1. This is a putting green for number 1 green. You know, it would take quite a bit now. You know, some obvious aerification, removing some of the organic materials here, verticut like crazy. And this is actually, I hate to say, one of the better looking ones out here. Well, here's a greenside bunker. There's another greenside bunker. I almost didn't notice because of how overgrown it is. This is sad. I mean, really, you know, I hope it's not indicative of what is to come. You know, we had all that growth in golf for years. You know, the commonly referred to as the Tiger Boom. You know, we were building golf courses left and right. And do we do all that at the expense of some really historic old golf courses like like the Rock Island Arsenal Golf Club. You know, I hope it comes back. I doubt that it does. I don't know who would be willing to invest, you know, that kind of money into getting it operational, and then have to justify that expense. I mean, is the play going to pick up enough here on a military installation to warrant an outside contractor? You know, they're going to want to make money, right? And be whatever they put into it initially just to get it back up to operation. Like I said, it's sad. Just the location of this golf course is just amazing. I mean, you can see in the background the Mississippi River. And this par 5, go off the tee, then you have a road that crosses there before your next shot. We get up there, you can kind of see how much more overgrown it is. We'll go take a look at a couple more. So this is the road that crosses number 2. You can see how it's starting to get more overgrown. Like I don't believe they maintained this over here as well, even, you know, just knocking down the tall grass like they did in front of these quarters. Alright, so this is number 2 fairway. Just right there's the river. You see how much longer this fairway is. I mean, just to get that down to height would take you probably half the season. Again, more bunkers. And show you the difference here between the green back there. This is the green for number 2 right here. Look how overgrown that is. Like I don't even know how you would go about doing it. It'd be quite the undertaking. Again, here's the aerial view, kind of get an idea of the turf conditions. But the next tee I'm coming up to is the championship tee for number 3. It's astonishing how much it's overgrown. We'll get a closer look over here at the green. I mean, look at that. That's a putting green. And that's number 3 fairway. And this is the champ tee for number 3. I'm going to turn this around so you can kind of get an idea how tall this is. I'm standing in the middle of a tee box, just covered in weeds. I mean, this is this tall. And that's how a lot of the fairway is back behind me. Just sad, like this golf course is over a century old, and you would think it'd be safe, but it's not. You gotta get out there and support local golf courses. Alright, I know this is where the golf maintenance building was. Now it looks like it's just storing sandbags for when they get heavy rains. We're going to see if maybe we can get a little aerial footage over here without getting thrown in the brigade. Well, it looks like the coast is clear, so we'll go ahead and take off. This hole is actually number 6, which is a 413-yard par 4. This is a tee box we're flying through right here, and I'm telling you, the weeds were 3 to 4 feet tall. You see there's the ladies' tee here. It's like slight dog leg to the left, but look how narrow this tee shot would have been with those, especially with the trees and the foliage and everything out.
So 413 yards, it was, not a crazy long hole, but also that tight of a teeing area, very challenging. There were some bunkers, I believe, here on the right-hand side that kind of guarded it a little. And like I said, a little bit of a dog leg left. You'll be amazed when we get up here to the green. Pardon my drone flying, I kind of suck. It's almost like the green there's almost zero turf left, and whatever the stock type weed is just taken over. This is the green that we're coming up to right here. You can see the bunkers on the right-hand side. That's the green. It just really blows my mind. And then you can see number 7, the fairway is basically the same over there. Here's the aerial footage. This is where we took off from, and you can see going down the fairway bunkers there kind of guard the dog leg a little bit. There's a overall scope of where we're at. And look, there's new houses right here. More family housing along what would have been 11 and 12. I just can't imagine all these houses being built for military people, and the idea of the morale, welfare, and recreation is for the military folks. I just feel like in my heart of hearts that MWR should still be operating this thing. Everybody's got to make money, and nobody wants the government to lose money, but this is also for the betterment and enrichment, for the soldiers that are stationed here. Again, you can see just more of the same, overgrown. There's a hole off to our right here, which I believe is number 5 green. We'll take a look at it also with a handheld camera, but it is just absolutely amazing how overgrown it is. It really kind of blew my mind, that the weeds could get that tall. And what's not really coming across on some of these images is that turf, around the greens. Yeah, that's the green right there. Just totally overgrown. That the turf around the greens and some of the fairways, it's probably a foot long. And most turf grass that you play on when you're golfing is, around that half-inch mark. Here I am thinking I'm being slick. I'm gonna catch the drone as it comes flying in. I about trimmed my fingernails off. Yeah, I'm not scowling at everybody. It's just my natural look. I heard back to that manicured turf. Like, whoa, here we go. It's supposed to be about a half-inch. Oh, there's NGR sitting there looking gorgeous as always. So that's a green I just flew over with the drone. Those weeds, that's a green. And I'm going to say those weeds are 5 to 6 feet tall. Then, as you can see, that's a bunker. And then down the fairway, which we got pictures of. It's just incredibly sad. Same thing, a fairway on this side. That's another fairway over there. What was otherwise a fantastic golf course. The green right here. This bunker with the turf islands in it. And that green just on the other side. And that's another green. Not as many weeds, but boy, there's not a lot of turf left there to work with if you were going to restore that in any form or fashion. And I believe this was a par 3 down the hill a little bit here. Greenside bunker, and that's the green complex again right there. It looks like it could have been a bunker, but that was the green. And like zero turf left. Just more of the same everywhere we go. 1 and 2 are definitely the best surviving ones. Like I said, they're still kind of holding out hope that somebody will come in and take over management of it. I'm just not sure how you would go about rationalizing Yeah, you can kind of see the aerial view here of the islands in the bunker there. Like I was saying, some of the turf that's been neglected or desiccated at this point, it would take a total reseed on a lot of these holes. Not saying it couldn't be done, but it would definitely be an undertaking. Here's number 16, the tee box here. It's a long par 3. I want to say it's over 200 yards. So you imagine a par 3 that's over 200 yards using technology from 1910, 1920. Just a slight dogleg to the right here, but a par 3. Kind of finishing up the course, and then 17, 18 kind of finish up right by the driving range. Again, I know I've said this a ton in this video that it's just sad, but hopefully somebody comes in and restores it, or we don't lose any more courses. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was kind of a somber one, but please subscribe, like, share, and hit that notification bell.